imagine for a moment the President of the United States declares that the war is over and peace has prevailed, but Iran flatly denies it. Is Trump lying, or is Iran deceiving the world? What is the real truth? And if neither side backs down, could we be on the brink of another war? To find out the truth, watch this video till the end. Recently, US President Donald Trump publicly announced that a ceasefire had been achieved between the United States and Iran and that tensions in the region had eased. He called it a major success of his foreign policy and claimed that Iran was backing off because it didn't want war. But shockingly, Iran completely rejected this statement. Iran's foreign ministry stated that no such ceasefire had been agreed upon, nor had any negotiations taken place. According to them, the US was spreading false narratives to manipulate global opinion. Iran's supreme leader Ayatollah Khamenei was crystal clear: Iran will neither bow down nor back off. These conflicting statements reveal that the real truth remains hidden from the public. Analysts believe that Trump may be using this ceasefire claim for political gain, especially with elections approaching. Meanwhile, Iran is trying to project strength and independence. The reality is, tensions remain high and there may be many hidden agendas behind this so-called ceasefire. The roots of this hostility go back to the 1979 Islamic Revolution in Iran, when the pro-Western Shah, a close ally of the US, was overthrown and replaced with an Islamic government led by Ayatollah Khomeini. After the revolution, Iran labeled the US the Great Satan and stormed the American embassy, taking dozens of Americans hostage. This event marked a severe rupture in relations between the two nations. In response, the US imposed strict economic sanctions on Iran and gradually tried to isolate it on the global stage. Meanwhile, Iran strengthened its military presence in the region, supporting groups like Hezbollah in Lebanon, the Syrian government, and various Shia militias, all of which the US sees as threats. Iran's nuclear program further intensified the hostility. The US believes Iran is close to building nuclear weapons, while Iran insists its intentions are peaceful. This ongoing distrust has flared up repeatedly, and today, even a spark could ignite global consequences. The latest flare-up brought the two rivals dangerously close to open war. Just weeks ago, the US military carried out a drone strike in the Middle East, killing a top Iranian commander, General Hassan Mahdavi. The US claimed he was involved in orchestrating attacks on US interests in Iran and Syria and planning future terror operations. This triggered a massive wave of anger in Iran. Millions took to the streets and Iranian leaders publicly vowed revenge. Within days, Iran launched missile strikes on 2 US military bases in Iraq, calling it a justified retaliation. Though there were no casualties, the global community was rattled. Social media exploded with fears of World War III. Once again, the world was reminded just how fragile and explosive US-Iran relations have become. After Iran's missile strikes, the world braced for further escalation. But surprisingly, President Trump addressed the nation in a relatively calm tone. "We do not want war with Iran," he said. "We want peace." He claimed Iran was backing down and that tensions were decreasing. He assured the American people that the military was fully prepared but open to diplomacy. The US media praised his speech as a message of peace, though critics saw it as political theater, a strategy to show Trump as a responsible leader amid crisis. Analysts say Trump's true aim was to reassure the American public that he had things under control, especially with re-election on the horizon. Iran immediately and firmly rejected Trump's ceasefire narrative. A foreign ministry spokesperson said, "Iran has neither signed any deal with the US nor discussed any ceasefire, and we certainly haven't backed down under pressure." Supreme Leader Khamenei took it a step further, calling Trump a liar and untrustworthy. He stated that Iran would never compromise its sovereignty and warned that any future aggression by the US would be met with even stronger retaliation. Iran's sharp and defiant tone sent a clear message to the world. Tehran sees Trump's statement not as a gesture of peace, but as part of a propaganda war. They want to show strength, not submission. This response further heightened global anxiety and uncertainty. So, what's the real story? Has a ceasefire really taken place? Or are both sides just putting on a show for their own people? Experts in international affairs believe the truth lies somewhere in the middle. Both the US and Iran want to avoid full-scale war, as the consequences would be devastating. Behind the scenes, subtle signals may be exchanged, but publicly, both sides want to appear strong. Trump's ceasefire announcement may have been politically motivated, a way to present himself as a peacemaker. Meanwhile, Iran is eager to demonstrate that it hasn't bowed to pressure and responded with strength. The truth is, there is no formal ceasefire agreement, just a battle of words. The tension remains alive and the spark still smolders. This conflict is not confined to the US and Iran. It is engulfing the entire Middle East. Countries like Iran, Syria, Lebanon, and Yemen have become battlegrounds for proxy wars, where both powers are competing for influence. Iran-backed groups like Hezbollah, the Houthis, and the Syrian regime are challenging US interests. Meanwhile, the US, along with Israel and Gulf allies, is trying to curb Iran's regional reach. But amid this power struggle, it is the people who suffer most, facing insecurity, inflation, unemployment, and constant fear. Who is winning? On the surface, no one. Iran claims victory through resistance, involving cyber attacks, economic sabotage, and limited military operations. There are no guarantees of peace. The threat still exists, and one wrong move could pull the world back to the edge. This latest chapter in US-Iran tensions is not just a regional dispute, it's a global crisis. Trump's ceasefire claims, Iran's harsh rebuttal, and the storm of conflicting narratives paint a picture where truth is blurred and propaganda dominates. The real issue is not just war or peace, but a deep trust deficit. Both nations view each other with suspicion, and their policies seem more focused on humiliating the other than seeking real solutions. In such an atmosphere, neither genuine peace nor lasting agreement seems likely. The international community, especially the UN and European powers, has so far failed to de-escalate the situation. If this pattern continues, a miscalculation, a provocative speech, or a sudden attack could lead to a full-blown war. One's consequences would not be limited to Iran or the US, but would shake the entire world.